Greetings ladies and gentlemen, Fuzzfinger here, and just a quick video for you today. So we've got BlizzCon around the corner, and with that, the inevitable expansion announcement for World of Warcraft. And hard as Blizzard usually try, it seems inevitable that before a new BlizzCon, a few days, a few weeks before perhaps, you always get the inevitable leak that successfully tells us what the new expansion is going to be. And along with that, you normally get a whole bunch of fake attempts at trying to troll people as well. So I will begin by saying that this video is ultimately nothing more than speculation, but in my opinion it is the most educated form of speculation that we get before a BlizzCon happens. In this case, I am fairly convinced that the leak I'm sharing with you is the truth, that this is the expansion that is going to be unveiled in a couple of weeks' time once the convention begins. So this particular leak began a few days ago when the image that you can see now of the WoW logo was shared over on the WoW subreddit, and at the time a lot of people didn't really know what to make of it. Obviously it's not the best quality image capture taken by somebody with their mobile phone, more than likely, from some distance from the monitor, and the name of the expansion itself has been crossed off with a little smiley face underneath. So either a very good Photoshop job with not a very good paint job afterwards, or perhaps a real logo that somebody doesn't want the name revealed of just yet. Around the same time we started getting leaks of the name of the next expansion, which would be, according to these leaks, Tides of Vengeance. So clearly the water themed expansion we've been expecting for many years now, with probably Queen Azshara taking the lead villain role in that expansion. That would fit well with the title, and not only that, but it would seem that that particular title would also fit underneath that black line that we can see on the image here. And secondly, this logo is clearly a water-based logo. We can see the word Warcraft drowning in the waves as the storm rushes past in the background. So I'm going to show you another image in a moment as well. But everything, I believe, started to come together. But a couple of people did notice with this particular leak that the border for the logo here was really just a copy and paste of the Legion border with a few edits put in place. Now, personally, I don't think that's necessarily a sign that this is or isn't a leak. Blizzard could very well have just used the Legion logo as their own template when they made this logo, so I don't think that shows anything either way. But then we had this image coming in just yesterday. So here we have a less restrictive view of the logo itself. It is exactly the same logo as the one in the previous image. Obviously this time the title of the expansion hasn't been crossed out, and we can see it more in context here, as this would appear to be the Tides of Vengeance launch website that will no doubt go live, if this leak is in fact true, when the expansion is announced at BlizzCon. So we have the beta opt-in on the left, the Try Warcraft for free link, and then on the right we have the pre-purchase link and the coming soon icon, with a pretty awesome tagline which I do actually like. The waves are her domain, no doubt referring to Queen Azshara, and the storm is her ally. I do have to say, if this turns out to be a fake, which I really don't think it will, that's my honest opinion, but if it does, then kudos to the person that's gone to the effort of making this, because it is wholly convincing in my opinion. That said, there have of course been a whole bunch of ideas and pieces of speculation claiming to have sources from Blizzard that refer to the upcoming expansion, and these are obviously not true. In fact, if you look at any of the World of Warcraft fan forums, the Reddit page, etc., you'll find literally lists upon lists of so-called people claiming that they know what the next expansion is going to be. Most of it is a load of rubbish. Even anybody that's hardly even familiar with the game could probably point out the holes in those. So in my opinion, this is the most likely candidate for being the true expansion of what it is that we're going to be seeing. And I'm just going to show you a zoom in of the logo here. And I really do like this logo. I just love the way you have this raging tempest, this storm, this sea, you know, almost dragging the letters away, just drowning them as it rushes past. It's very impressive, and I like the way that it's being designed. But more importantly, what would this expansion actually be about? What would be the setting? Well, as I've said, it would almost certainly, without question, involve Queen Ashara, who did have a small part to play in the current expansion Legion, so it's possible she's been set up as a character to be introduced next time, but there's probably also some other pieces of speculation we can look at as well as to what may be included, at least in terms of features, in Tides of Vengeance. Well, seemingly one of the main locations for the expansion would be Kulturos. Kulturos is an island. Well, actually, it's a city that's located on an island, and also the hometown of Jada Proudmoore, who we haven't seen a whole lot of throughout Legion, so perhaps it would be time for her to come back. In terms of location, well, Kulturos was originally located to the west of Dunmorrow and the wetlands just south of Gilneas, but apparently it drifted off out into sea during the Cataclysm, and its whereabouts are now unknown. So interestingly, the latest patch of Legion 7.3 did actually introduce some new items into the game, some armor items, which are not actually yet available to collect by the player, but do seem to confirm the fact that Kulturos is coming at some point in the near future. We have, as you can see here, a list of those items. Possibly this is going to be leveling gear if Kulturos is a leveling zone, which would make the most sense. And here we can see on this picture how, of this model here, how there is a map of a place that we have not yet visited. This is the Kulturos armor itself when it's equipped, and there's also these tentacles here indicating perhaps an old god theme. And on top of all of that, people seem really quite enthusiastic about some other speculative leaks that have come out regarding sub-races and void, ethereals, all of this stuff. A lot of people have commented on that, so I'm not going to add anything to that, because I don't want to drift too far into speculation. But if you're thinking that how come we have all these differing kinds of information, if it's all true, is it not contradictory to have old gods and tentacles and Kulturos and Tides of Vengeance, Queen Ashara, void ethereals and all of this stuff? Actually no, a lot of people more knowledgeable in the lore than myself have shown that all of this could fit together in a single expansion. It would be quite a departure from some of the stories that we've been experiencing thus far, but we do seem to have that set up in place now in Legion to lead on to these things, so it'll be interesting to see how we go from here on out. Ultimately, this could just be another hoax, another fake to add to the list of fakes. This is really just in good fun, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. For me, I'm probably about 80% sure that this is the real deal, and that Tides of Vengeance will be the next chapter of World of Warcraft, and that it will be announced at this upcoming BlizzCon, probably for a release sometime next year, May, June time, but that is of course just a guess on my part based on past observations of when these things take place. But please do share your thoughts in the comments section. Is Tides of Vengeance the real deal, or is it just another elaborate hoax? Hopefully you've enjoyed watching. If you have, don't forget to leave a like, and I hope to see you soon for more World of Warcraft content. Goodbye.